Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Wisdom and Light here, and I am back with another mediumship reading. Today we are going to be channeling Selena, and it's been long overdue. I thought it would be beautiful to channel her energy on her birthday. A lot of people were hitting me up on her death anniversary, but I felt that it would be more appropriate to do it on her birthday. So if you guys are new here, welcome. Thank you guys so much for stopping by and tuning in. And I'm just gonna pause and wait for you guys to subscribe. If y'all haven't, I'ma just wait. Okay, all right. I felt that y'all did it. Thank you guys so much. I'm talking a little bit low because it's like I've been up since 6 a.m. Right now it's about 8 a.m. I still have to be mindful because I do have family in town that are sleeping, but I just felt that it was time to just pull on her energy. I spent all morning just straightening up my space to channel her and just to see what's happening around her. So if you guys are excited, then thumbs up, let me know, and let's jump on in, okay? Now, it took me a while to pull on her energy because I never got the okay up until recently. I didn't get the green light until recently, and I'm the type of person that does respect spirits and energy, and you guys know that about me, okay? So I do things when spirit says so, not when I'm told, only because I don't want to disrespect the dead. So let's jump on in. We're just going to ask some questions. How is she doing? What is, what's going on up there? So let's see. Show me Selena. And guys, I'm using cards just because I know that a lot of people benefit with imagery. I can easily do this without my cards, but I use cards for imagery and just for synchronicities as well. What I heard intuitively is I am at peace. Do not mourn me, for I am at peace. That's what I heard intuitively. Okay. We have the Five of Pentacles that comes through in the reading. We have the King of Swords. And we also have the Ace of Cups. So what I heard intuitively is I am at peace. Now guys, I am clairaudient, so I can hear information. The Five of Pentacles is here, followed by the King of Swords, followed by the Ace of Swords. So what I'm picking up is that I do feel that she had a very hard time transitioning. I do feel that she had a very hard time passing over. This wasn't something that was easy for her. I do feel that she didn't want to go. She didn't feel like it was her time. She felt that everything was happening very, very fast. So it took her a very long time to adjust to all of the changes that was happening around her. Not all spirits embrace death when it happens, guys. For some, it is a shock, and for some, they become earthbound. So it's talking about when she did pass, her family experienced a lot of supernatural activity. They experienced a lot of synchronicities and moments where they felt that she was around, where they felt that she was present, because she was trying to show signs and say, hey guys, I never left, I'm here. She had a very hard time accepting that she passed. Okay, she had a very hard time embracing that this was what was happening around her. And even though I am sensing that there was angels around her and just positive energy to help her cross over, she wasn't willing to do that, nor did she do that for a very long time. So she actually stayed earthbound around her family and the people that she loved for a very long time. She wasn't ready to go, and she's an Aries. She was an Aries, and Aries don't give up. So I do feel that she had a very hard time transitioning. Now, we also have the King of Swords, which is the center of her reading. I do feel that when she did pass, her ex-husband or her husband, I'm not sure if they were together when she passed or if they were separated, because it is talking about they went their separate ways. He took her death the hardest. He took her death the hardest. And part of the reason why I was guided not to do the reading right away, guys, is because around the time when I was asked to do it, around the time when I felt called to do it, I did pull on her energy. And she told me flat out, it's not time yet. And I kept saying, why? And I saw a man on the ocean intuitively just crying his eyes out around the sunset. So I do feel that that is her ex, that is her husband, who didn't really take the death very well. Normally, every anniversary, he finds a corner to just mourn. I do feel that when he mourns her, he does it on his own. So she just felt that she didn't want me to open up another wound, especially due to the fact that I do feel like he is remarried or he's happy, he has a family. She just didn't want to reopen wounds. And I just felt that the time that I was about to do it, she's showing me that they always used to talk about celebrating this amount of years of marriage. Of course, they didn't really make it. So it's talking about the number of that year where I was going to do the reading was when he was grieving the most, because they had a conversation speaking about when we reach 20 years, when we reach 25 years, when we reach 30 years, it's going to be a big deal. We're going to celebrate. And I do feel that the time that I was asked to read on her and I pulled and I got a no, basically it was that day. So that's a reason why she just told me, hey, please not yet, because he's mourning me and I want him to move forward. I don't want him to keep living in the past, because he kept living in the past. He kept not really moving forward or moving on. So that's coming through strongly. Everyone in her family did not take her death very well. Another thing that I'm also picking up is that she's very grateful that her family still celebrates her and still carries on her memory. But if I knew anyone that knew her family, I would tell her family to please continue to keep her energy alive, continue to light candles for her. I keep seeing that for a long period of time, they had a big picture of her in the home and they had flowers, offerings, and candles that were lit for her. Whether her family did it or like her extended family did it, they were celebrating her, and that actually helped her in the afterlife. Okay? Now, it feels very Mexican, and I know that Mexicans are extremely spiritual. So I keep seeing it. It's probably an ofrenda. I think I'm saying the name wrong. Please correct me if I'm wrong, guys, because I don't speak Spanish. but they honored her in such a beautiful way, and they did it every year. And it's talking about how that alone helped her and that alone gave her strength to become an ancestor for her family, because she was earthbound for a long time. She wasn't willing to leave. She wasn't willing to accept what happened. So she actually had a lot of grief and didn't have a good transition. However, she did transition. I do feel that she's in a higher vibration, hence why the Ace of Cups is here. But it's talking more so about her family just not healing from this. They never really healed from it. I do feel that every single day is a new day. But normally when her birthday shows up or the death of her anniversary, April, late March to April is a very hard month for her family. And I do feel that it was hard for her as well. This is the Five of Pentacles that's here. However, it's in a past position. And I do feel like her family has elevated in frequency and they're doing much better. And I would say so long as they continue to celebrate her memory, it's going to uplift her in the other place. It's going to uplift her in heaven. It's going to uplift her wherever spirits go when they pass, because they go somewhere, guys. There is somewhere that they go. There is like another dimension. There's another space that they go to that we are able to connect with them. That's why we're able to feel them. We hear their favorite songs on the radio. There's things that happen. So there is nothing about this that is fake. And I'm very, very honored that she's here relaying messages and being open for me to deliver messages using tarot and using clairaudient intuition. So so far that's what I'm seeing. Now I'm going to ask a little bit more questions. I'm going to pull some oracle messages. What are the messages that you have towards your fans and the people that love you and support you? Continue to honor her, guys. Continue to light candles on her power days, on her birthday, and the day that she passed. Continue to do that, because what happens is it actually makes her energy much stronger. She is celebrated in the afterlife. I keep hearing music. I keep feeling that she's very energetic with her ancestors up there. She's very remembered and celebrated, okay? It's almost like she ascended and she's in a higher vibration. It's a different energy than what I felt for Aaliyah. When I pulled on Aaliyah, the energy was a little bit lower, even though she was in a beautiful space. At that time when I did the reading, that whole situation with R. Kelly came out. So the frequency was low because her name was being spoken about in a negative light. So me doing the reading brought the vibration back up, just to say, hey, you know what I'm saying? But with Selena, it's different. She never experienced that low. You know what I'm saying? Because people always speak highly of her. So because people speak highly of her, her spirit, her soul is always in a very high place. So what are some more messages that are coming for her? What are some more messages that are coming for her? We have the Orphan card reversed. So yeah, she had a hard time transitioning, guys. She did. And not only that, the people in her family lived a very long life. She was meant to live a long life, okay? And because it wasn't her time to go, it made this really hard for her. She was actually meant to live a very long life. The people in her family live a very long life. Her parents are going to live a very long life. Okay, so when she passed on, it's talking about how, yes, she has ancestors, but it wasn't a lot. So she felt alone in a way. And when it was time for her to be with her ancestors and to be with her family in a higher space in heaven, wherever they go, okay, guys, because there's so many different words that we call utopia, nirvana, heaven. There's so many things that we call that space that spirits go to when they have passed on. It's talking about when she did pass on and she realized what was happening. Her family was there, but she didn't walk towards them. She was too focused on trying to be with her family that she knew. Her mom, her dad, her brothers, like she's trying to be with them. She had a very hard time. So actually, guys, a lot of you guys played a role in helping her elevate herself, because she could have easily been a soul that kept being in limbo and not moving on and being like making wherever space haunted. It's talking about where she died. That space in itself could have been haunted. It was because of everyone's prayer and mourning of her, she was able to transcend into a better vibration. Because how she died was very violent, it was very dark, and it's very easy for souls to stay entrapped in that. That is why it is so important to honor your ancestors when they are gone, especially the ones that you knew of. We don't know every single person in our family, okay? But the ones that we did know, you have to uplift them in prayer. And had it not been for her family uplifting her in prayer, she would have been in this void. So bless her family and bless every single person that loved her, that loves her, you know, because that helped her be in a better space. So she did feel alone, okay? She wasn't embracing what was happening to her. And because she was meant to live a long life, it talked about her life being taken too soon. And even though it was time for her to go, it was still taken too soon in a very dark way. And because she is an Aries, she wasn't giving up. She's talking about how she kept waking up like, am I dreaming? Am I dreaming? She kept waking up like, am I dreaming? Am I dreaming? And she kept going back to sleep, waking up, and she's still a soul. She's still a spirit. So that's the energy that I'm feeling as well. That's coming through. What are some more messages you'd like to say, Selena? I just heard I love you. She was very loving. She was... And her power colors are orange and red and yellow. She had this energy like the sun. She was just infectious. She was vibrant. She was vibrant. She was vibrant. She is vibrant. Okay, see? Higher power. She was able to reach a higher source. She was able to connect with source. She was able to join source. She was able to be with the divine. Okay? And that has a lot to do with everyone uplifting her. Okay, any more messages that she has? Going the distance, but the card is reversed. And then we also have chopped wood. We have breathe. So again, the energy is heavy because she's acknowledging that her family is grieving her or mourning her. So that's why I'm picking up on the vibration of mourning or being sad. So let me ask some more questions because she's opened and I'm very honored. Selena, how do you feel towards her? We ain't gonna say her name. How do you feel towards her? How do you feel towards her? How does she feel towards her? Guys, she forgives her, actually. And it's not because she loves her or anything like that, but it's because if she didn't forgive her, she wouldn't be in the vibration that she's in. She wouldn't be in the space that she's in. She had to actually forgive her so she wouldn't become haunted. Because Selena easily could have been someone that was haunted and someone that did not visit or see her angels to be in a better space. She forgave her. Oh, the energy that I'm feeling is she actually feels sorry for her. She actually feels sorry for her because it's more so like, this is what you did and now your life will never be the same because you felt the need to do what you did. And now you're trying to grab remnants of God. You're trying to find solace and peace because you don't have peace within yourself. It's also talking about her time served is almost up. And it's also talking about she has contemplated suicide. She has contemplated taking her life. It's also talking about she's become more religious. But here's the reality of it. Selena is telling me that when she does get out, she won't really be sane for long because there is an imbalance there is an imbalance within her. She's saying she's better there than out. That's what I just heard. She's better in there than out. Because once she's out, she's going to have more time to think about what happened. She's going to have more time to acknowledge what she did. And that alone can cause her to take her own life. And I don't like talking about stuff like that on my channel. But it is here. She is coming through saying she might as well just stay there. She might as well just chill out because when she does get out, she has this mental imbalance. She has this part of herself that goes into a dark place where it's easy for her to take her own life. Like she will have very good days where she's religious, praise Jesus and all of that great stuff. And then she has a day where it's dark. So it's talking about when she comes out, we are going to more than likely hear that she tried to do something to herself or she was successful harming herself because of the grief that she feels. Because to this day, she still feels the grief and the guilt of what she did. Because as twisted as it is, she did what she did out of jealousy. Of course, we all know that. But she loved her at the same time. It's just this weird, dark energy. Hence why when she died, guys, like, it easily could have been another tragic story where that soul never was able to transition. I keep saying that because she's even telling me that really could have been my reality. I had to find the strength to walk through because I was supposed to do amazing things. I was supposed to travel around that time. I was getting ready to go on a big tour. She's talking about getting ready to buy a home in Cali or move to Cali, move somewhere on the West Coast. Like, she had big plans. And I do feel like her and her man were not together, or they were separating, and she was just going to jump into her work and be about her work. She's also talking about there was a male that she was supposed to sing with, another musician who is he's also Spanish, and they were supposed to collab together. They were supposed to have music together. They were supposed to he's actually alive still. I wonder who that could be. I'm not she's showing me his face, but I don't know his name. They were supposed to have music together, so he also took her death very, very hard. And she's also saying that that song is unfinished, but he should have released it and just finished it on his own. But out of respect for her, he didn't finish it. He didn't release it. But she's like, release it. You could have released it. Her energy is like, release it. That was a great song. Release it. Even if it was like a tidbit. Release it. She was like, release it. It could have been released. She's showing me that when she was wounded, like when she got shot by that woman, right? She's showing me how she did everything to fight. She's showing me that she tried to call for help, but nobody was listening. And here's something else that I'm picking up on. The day that she was murdered, there was a woman at that place. There was a woman there, like, that worked for the building, that worked wherever Selena got killed, or worked near that building. And it's talking about, to this day, she still feels guilty because it's talking about she went to run an errand when Selena was killed. So it's talking more so about, if I knew that was happening and I was there, I could have called authorities, because she was still fighting to live, guys. She was still fighting, but nobody heard her. Everybody was like out of sight, out of mind. So the woman that worked there or worked near that place feels guilty, because it's like, had I never took that lunch break, or had I never stepped away, I could have heard her. I could have done something. Maybe I would have heard the gunshot. Maybe I would have been like, what was that? And tried to call the police. She's even blaming herself because this woman was also a fan, and she feels older. She feels in her 80s now, but at the time it happened, I do feel that she was a little bit younger. And she does feel guilty about that. She does feel guilty about that. Within the next 3 to 4 years, there's going to be a statue. There's going to be a statue built in her honor. There's going to be a space where people can visit and give offerings. There's going to be something in her honor that's coming up. It's been in talks, but it never came out right. But it's finally going to look the part and look beautiful. She's very celebrated in Mexico. She's very loved there. That's why her energy is such in a beautiful space. And as I'm picking up on her vibes, you can just hear the festive energy up there. She's a whole party. She knew how to party. How do you feel about Chris? How does she feel about Chris? Let me use a love oracle. How does she feel about Chris? Her mother is very spiritual. Selena's mother is very spiritual, and she can hear her daughter sometimes. The father plays her music on her birthday every year, and she appreciates that. What is the love message? Chris Perez, I believe that's his name. He's dealing with something in his marriage, and Selena is encouraging him to make it right. Spend some quality time together. Yeah. So she's encouraging him to make it right. How else do you feel about him? Love makes the difference. He could be experiencing divorce, or there could be something happening where a divorce is being spoken about or separation is being spoken about. And Selena's very family oriented, and it's like, it didn't work out with you and me. You're going to make this work with her. You're going to fix this with her. You're going to do right by her. Like, that's her energy. It's like, you didn't do right by me, but you're going to do right by her. I'm watching you. You're going to do right. You're going to make it work. That's her energy. She's like, you're going to fix it. Okay? Life is short. You're going to fix it. You can't be doing this still. You are limitless. You can do anything that you choose to do. So it's talking about when Selena was here with Chris, she always spoke positivity to him. And even in the afterlife, she's doing that. You can do it. You're capable. You're strong. There's nothing that you can't set your mind to. Okay? Receive with love and appreciation. Okay? So she still loves him very much, and she still looks after him. But at the same time, she did keep her distance around him after she passed, because he's the one that took her death the hardest. Not that her family did it, because her family took it very hard too. Everyone took it hard. They haven't been the same since she's been gone. But he went through a lot of... He had to go through therapy. He had to go back to God. He went through it. Like, he was never the same after her. And he found some form of normalcy, and he found some form of normalcy marrying again and having children. And he loves his children. He's doing what he can, you know? But, oh my God, he didn't take her death very well. And I will say also, because he's not spiritual like that, her family is spiritual. Selena's family is very spiritual. They are. Hardworking people, very spiritual. So, yes, they've mourned her, and they still mourn her to this day. But they also knew that they had to do the work to make sure that she's in a higher vibration. Chris, on the other hand, no. She loves him dearly. It's talking about, even though we weren't able to repair and make things work, I still love you, and I still want you to be okay. And it's talking about how she was willing to still be family with him. Just like, we're not together anymore, but you're family. Like, that's the energy that I'm also picking up on. Okay. Selena is talking about how she loved watching the sunset. She loves the sunset, and she loves the sunrise. She used to love looking at the sunset a lot. It had all of her favorite colors. She loved the ocean. She loved the sun. She loved to dance. Okay. Her family was never the same after her passing. It's talking about after her passing, there was a lot of fighting and a lot of back and forth. She's happy that her family has overcome that. She keeps talking about her family because that was her foundation. She keeps talking about her family, and she didn't like that they weren't in a good space after her death. They were able to repair and come back to one another, but it was actually very toxic for the first 5 years after Selena's death. The family will never forgive the woman that took Selena. They'll never forgive her. As spiritual and religious as they are, they will never forgive her, ever. That's one thing that they will take to the grave. They will never forgive her. It's not hate, but it's more so like, we have nothing to say to you. We will never forgive you. Her influence has been able, of course, to pay for their bills, and they receive her royalties, all of those things. And I feel that that's what they were fighting about. And Selena was upset about that. It's also talking about Selena. The father blames himself too. The father feels that he should have been more firm with Selena, because Selena wanted to break free from her family and break free from that lady and break free from Chris. Selena wanted to just do her own shit. She wanted to just be like, this is my life. You guys are telling me what to do way too much. I did everything you wanted at a young age, and I want to live for me. I want to do for me. I want to travel the world. I want to dance. I don't want to keep doing this anymore. I don't want you guys to control me. Like, that's her energy. And the father, he felt some type of way, but he allowed her to do it. But his energy is more so like, had I never just allowed it, had I put my foot down and became that dad, maybe she would still be here. Maybe I would have seen that woman was after her. So now he's blaming himself, or he's been blaming himself, or he used to blame himself. So it's like, I should have been a more firm parent. I should have never embraced that she was free and that she was a very fiery person. I should have just been like, I don't give a fuck. I need to protect you. So now he's blaming himself about him not protecting her enough. Does that make sense? He actually wishes that he was that controlling, intense dad manager. He wish. Because he feels that had he been the bad guy, she would have still be here. And he still, to this day, sometimes he blames himself for that. And Selena wants him to stop blaming himself for that. There's a brother or a cousin or another male friend that mourns her, plays the drums. I think the drum, because there was a band, right? The guy that's the drummer or a drummer. Someone with an instrument also mourns her a lot. And he lights a candle for her. Her family, her people are very spiritual. Had it not been for her family being spiritual, I don't know, guys. Selena wanted children. She wasn't able to have children, of course, but she wanted children. And she felt that that was taken away from her. However, her energy is understanding that she had to go through what she went through to reach the level of peace that she's in, the Three of Cups. So I will say that she's happy that she's celebrated. She's happy that she's remembered. She's happy that she left a legacy. She's happy that she is loved. She's happy that people still sing her music. She's happy that she's still being celebrated. The only regret that she has is the fact that she didn't get to live more in the happiness that she was able to give to people. That's the only thing. But she is in a beautiful space everyone. And she's very protective of her family. That's why I wasn't able to do the reading right away, because she was very protective of her family. Selena, how do you feel about the movies that were done in your honor? She's smiling. She was actually so Jennifer Lopez did that movie, right? Her energy was actually on set a little bit when they were doing the movie about her. It's like, what y'all doing? Are y'all doing it right? Did you love the movie? We have the devil card. We have the devil card here. Did you love the movie? She felt that the wrong people capitalized on this movie. She appreciated the story, but she didn't like that the wrong people was able to cash out on this movie. That's the only thing. She doesn't have a problem with the movie itself, but she didn't like where the money was going. She didn't have a problem with Jennifer Lopez or the actors in the movie. She just didn't like where the money was going. She felt that a lot of that money could have gone through charity. That's what I heard. Charity, or more to her family to keep her legacy going. She felt that the wrong people were able to profit from her life story, and she didn't like that. That's the only thing she didn't like. She also didn't like how fake Hollywood was. Yeah, there was a man that cashed out. How were you able to capitalize on my life? But everyone, guys, she was actually getting tired of the music industry itself. She wanted to travel and just go on tour and to just have fun. She didn't like the responsibility of the music industry and how people were treating her because of who she is and who she knows. So it's talking about how she was going to do this big tour, and after that she was just going to, I keep seeing like she was looking into what were you trying to do? Because it's not acting. She wasn't trying to get into acting, even though she was approached to do it. She's talking about how when the music was going to calm down, like she wanted to come out with 2 amazing albums, and she wanted to just go back to her homeland or go back to a sacred space of her so she can come back to herself. And when she was in a good space, when she was rested and healed from all of the touring and the press reviews and the signings and all of that stuff, she wanted to like tour for fun. I keep seeing like, I wanted to just party. I wanted to take the party all over the world. I wanted to go everywhere and just show people a good time. I didn't want to be tied down. I didn't want to be under any contracts. I just wanted to be with my band, to be with my people, and I just wanted to travel. She also wanted to look for more people to be a part of her band, because it's talking about her band was either going their separate ways or things were not what they used to be. So she was actually looking for fresh new talent. She wanted to really immerse herself in her culture and just sing, make music for my people. I want to keep that going because that's who I am. Even though, yes, I love that I was able to show that I can sing American music too, but in my core, we have to party. We have to have a good time. So it's talking about her just like, I don't want to do this anymore. And her choosing like, should I be a pop star or should I stay doing what I'm doing that works for me? And she was going to just do the pop star thing, rest, and then get back into her roots and travel and just be performing. And this was before residency in Vegas was a big thing, because had she been here, she would have done that continuously and been chill with that and make her money. She wanted to just push herself for the first 5 years of her career and then just calm down. That's what she wanted. Wow. Any last messages? Because I feel that she wants to be with her family. Okay. Forgiveness. Forgiveness. Remember when I said that she forgave her? The woman that did what she did? She forgives her, but that woman will never be at peace. She will never be at peace. She had to forgive her to reach this level of peace that she's in. I keep saying that, but that's the truth. It's a little creepy. Kind of looks like her young, right? And what's creepy about this card is that it shows that this woman, the woman had two sides. Two sides. The side that she knew and the side that was like, that was evil. And I told you that she's mentally unstable. There's something not right in her brain. So when she does get out, I'm going to keep my eye on what I hear about her. Okay. Be willing to express love. Focus on love. But anywho, guys, that's what I'm seeing. Thank you so much, Selena, for coming through energetically. I'm going to light some candles and I'm going to just keep her in prayer. I'm going to go get some roses because I felt that she wanted roses. I'm going to go get her some roses and just light some candles for her and just listen to her music and just honor her today. Anyway, guys, I love you guys. I'm so happy that I was able to do this. I hope you guys enjoyed the messages that she had to say. And I hope that I made a lot of you smile today. And this was beautiful. She's like the sun, and she shines bright. She always have, and she always will. And yeah, thank you guys. Be safe, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye, everyone.